We now continue with more of The Mark Milton Show with The Smash on 590 The Fan and 590thefan.com.
All right. You were listening to The Mark Milton Show with The Smash. Coming back from the break. Smash was rebuffed again. He wanted to come back with what song did you want?
Basketball Jones. I got a basketball Jones. You guys nixed me again, man. I don't know how many times I've got to take a slap in the face before you guys realize I'm a young geriatric. Treat me as you would treat yourselves.
Well, after the show, Dave's going to go look for some vinyl records, see if we can track down that song and be able to play that next week, huh, Dave?
I'll see if I can find it in a week's time.
An 8-track or something. The NBA, I tell you what, I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, I just haven't watched the NBA at all this year, and I know there's been polls taken that, viewership is down, and 35% of people say they don't watch it anymore because of the social justice movement, right. the BLM stuff. But they keep doing. I mean, LeBron James again this week comes out, and again, I've talked about this a number of times. When these incidents happen, the shooting in Columbus is what I want to talk about. Okay, I've seen the video. I don't know if you've seen the video, Smash, Dave.
I did.
The cops are responding to what appears to be some sort of like melee in a neighborhood.
Right.
It's a residential neighborhood. There's a fight going on, and then a girl comes out of nowhere, and she's when they slow it down, I've seen the slow mo. I mean, she's wielding a knife and going to basically stab this other girl, and the cop unloads on her and shoots her multiple times and kills her. Okay, and instead of like, hey, let's wait until the facts come out, LeBron James immediately tweets out, a photo of the cop, which I think is just outrageous.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got millions of followers like LeBron James has, to put out a photo with the caption, "You're next," in all caps, hashtag accountability. Now, keep in mind, this shooting happened like 20 minutes before the verdict in the Derek Chauvin case in Minnesota. Right. So, I mean, tensions are already high, and you've got LeBron James, who has a tremendous platform, coming out and saying something like that. And okay, two things there. One, all right, is that a justified shooting? I mean, I think if you're a cop and you see somebody getting ready to stab someone, presumably to death, potentially inflict deadly harm on them, you have a responsibility to use your firearm to protect that person.
Yep.
Okay. So he obviously doesn't care about that. Doesn't care whether the shooting was justified or not. Also, the girl who could have been stabbed, I mean, I would assume she'd be pretty grateful that she wasn't stabbed. I mean, I haven't talked to her. I don't know her situation.
You ever been stabbed?
No, I haven't.
It hurts.
Have you been stabbed?
Yep.
When was this?
We were playing out in the backyard, and we were throwing knives. And so,
throwing knives?
We used to throw knives in the backyard at targets.
Okay.
And so, I don't know if it was a joke or what. I go to it's my turn to pull the knives out of the target, and another knife comes and just kind of like grazes me in the under part of my arm here, and I never got around knives again after that. Although I do have a knife collection, I love it.
Okay, well, good to know. Well, I'd like to think if someone came at you with a knife, with a menacing demeanor, and a cop was there, they would do something to intervene.
I would
whether
thank
or not
the cop for
shooting her to death was warranted, I don't know what you do in that situation. Yeah. Other than, police are trained to shoot to kill, not to wound. So it's obviously a tragedy. Anytime someone dies in these situations, it's a tragedy. But again, you have the media. Immediately I saw NPR. The headline was, Columbus cop kills unarmed teenager. Yeah. Or no, it was something along the lines of young teenager. It left out the part that she had a knife and all this stuff. And then you've got people like Valerie Jarrett, who used to be, special counsel to President Obama. She tweeted out, and this is just sort of mind-boggling. She tweeted out, a black teenage girl named Ma'Khia Bryant was killed because a police officer immediately decided to shoot her multiple times in order to break up a knife fight. Demand accountability. Fight for justice. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. So, again, you're injecting race into a situation where there's no evidence on the face of the incident that the cop was motivated by race to do what he did.
I would have thought, and I don't know, I haven't seen. I saw the video, but I didn't hear the cop in this portion of the video. And sometimes videos are clipped and made shorter and or longer, depending on the need for what needs to go out there. I did not see the cop say, "Drop your knife." Now, if he had said, "Drop your knife,"
I don't think there was time. Based on the video I saw, I don't see how
he had to stop her.
That.
He had to stop her. And you see the way she was wielding that knife. I mean, she was vicious.
No,
with it.
I know, and
she was vicious.
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know. Could she say this was my? I heard one person say that it was her house, it was her property. She was defending herself.
Yeah.
So she was justified for her to be using deadly force like that. I have no idea, but nobody knows. In the moments after these events happen, no one really knows. So it's completely irresponsible for somebody like LeBron James that has the platform that he does to come out and tweet out a photo of the cop endangering his life. Really, I mean, it's very irresponsible, in my opinion, to do that. And he doesn't have the facts. And then LeBron, he deleted his tweet.
Yeah,
because I think he realized he was wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And his response was, he tweeted out, "Anger doesn't do any of us any good, and that includes myself!" ! Gathering all the facts and educating does, though! ! My anger still is here for what happened to that little girl. My sympathy for her family, and may justice prevail! ! Well, what about the girl who's going to get stabbed?
Yeah, right.
You think her family's not happy?
Right.
You think I mean, I don't understand why LeBron feels the need to get involved in these situations, and I do think it just continues to alienate people from wanting to watch the NBA and just people who just want to watch sports. People just want to watch sports. They want to get away from politics.
Yeah.
They want to get away from all the BS that's out in the world.
LeBron is positioning himself for a future after basketball, and that future is in a political setting. And I'm not talking about him running. Okay. I'm talking about him having the clout to put people in positions.
To be a kingmaker.
Well, exactly right. So here's what I'm hoping. I hope that the Utah Jazz kick the LA Lakers' ass in the NBA championships. That's all I'm saying. I used to be a huge Lakers fan, but LeBron, I thought, wow, this is going to be great. Watching LeBron, and LeBron's turned into an ass of sorts.
Well,
man.
I heard, I was listening to the Bernie show here on 590 The Fan, 590thefan.com, and he was talking about, I guess, the NBA. Dave, maybe you can fill us in on this. They're allowing players to just sit out a certain number of games per season, and
Kyrie Irving did
Bernie
that.
was griping about that and saying, it's not good for the fans. It's if you're paying good money to either go to a game or watch a game on wanting to watch a game on TV, you're gonna have your superstars sitting out just because why? I don't understand.
Well, a lot of coaches, and Greg Popovich with San Antonio was one of the first to popularize it, but a lot of coaches hold out their stars periodically for rest, especially if it's going to be a tough stretch, or sometimes they're feeling confident enough that they know they can win without them, but the league has cracked down on it after there was a notorious example where I think it was the Spurs in Miami when they had the big three, and they rested, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard may have been out for that game too, and needless to say, it was still a very tight game, but nonetheless, the league wasn't happy, and they fined Greg Popovich and the Spurs, and there's still rules where if you're going to rest guys, you have to rest them at home. And
yeah, because that actually happened when I was in D.C. I had Wizards season tickets up in the 400 level, and I split them with a coworker, and I remember we did our little draft, and I took a late season Miami Heat game when LeBron was playing there, and none of them played because it was close to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I kind of understand that when it's closer
to
the end of the season gear, but I was upset because I
wanted to see those guys.
I bought season tickets. I wanted to see those guys play. But to do it in the middle of the regular season, frankly, it's just it's weak. I mean, these guys, Michael Jordan never did that.
No.
Larry Bird never did that.
Right.
But, of course, look at how soon Larry Bird's career ended, and Michael Jordan needed to take 2 years off in the middle of his career because he arguably was burnt out. So there are pros and cons for both ways. These coaches, these general managers are going to say, look, our one job is to win, and if you don't get to see LeBron or Tim Duncan or whomever play, then, tough. Our job is to win. But obviously the NBA is a business, and the commissioner can't just focus on the competitive side.
I'll tell you what is cool. I know that, like I said, I really haven't followed the NBA. I did hear the other day that Brad Beal has been leading the league in scoring, which is impressive, St. Louis guy. But are the Jazz the front runner in the West right now?
I believe so.
The Lakers and the Jazz. And the Jazz still coached by
Quinn Snyder.
Quinn Snyder, Mizzou legend. That is wild. And what a turnaround that guy's had.
Fantastic.
To go from basically,
remember him?
just down and out to now.
He had the hair, man. The girls loved his hair, man.
I think a little too much. I think that was part of the,
possibly
part
why
of
he
the
was
problem.
gone, right?
I mean, Quinn Snyder was well-liked, players, girlfriends of players.
I don't know that.
Am I wrong, Dave, if I call you instead of producer Dave the Savant, because you know everything, man? I'm really, really impressed by you. You're kind of like Dustin Hoffman in Urban Cowboy, or was it not? Urban Cowboy.
I would argue also, I mean, Quinn Snyder really...
Because Dave knows his stuff.
He does. Quinn Snyder, I mean, really, Mizzou hasn't been as good as... I mean, during his run there, they were in a top 5 team for a little while.
Can I ask you a question?
Bro, that was him, Ricky Spalding, and Arthur Johnson. I mean, they had some...
Kareem Rudd.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can I get Dave's answer before you continue?
The Dave and Smash Show coming at you.
Brought to you by Mark Milton, FPL Tax Lawyer.
Go ahead, Dave.
That's great.
Go ahead.
So
what do you got?
Yeah, can I change your name is the question, because you are so smart to this stuff, man.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I think you usually give me a new name or comparison every week on the show now.
All right. I'll just call you Dave.
All right. You're listening to the Mark Milton Show with the Smash, broadcasting from the Miller Furniture Studios. Again, be sure to check them out. Any of their 3 locations in person: Belleville, Lake St. Louis, and Ellisville, 1.2 miles east of Clarkson Road. You won't find a better selection of American-made furniture anywhere in the St. Louis region. Be sure to check out their new Flex Steel showrooms where you can customize whatever you need for your house: couches, Amish-made furniture. Like I said, we got a dining room table made. Took a few weeks to get, but once we got it, man, is that thing beautiful. An heirloom piece, as Smash likes to say.
Exactly right.
You can also shop online anytime at millerfurniture.com. That's MUELLER furniture.com. Also, we gave a little shout-out to our buddy Andy Newbold in the first segment, but I want to give another shout-out to him and First Bank Mortgage for all your mortgage needs. We refinanced with them many months ago, and we couldn't have been happier with the process. Very seamless. It can be a pain to apply for a new mortgage or to refinance, especially being self-employed like I am. It presents additional headaches. If you're just a straight W-2, it can be a lot easier. But when you're a small business owner, it can be a little bit more of a challenge. And basically held our hand through the process. And I can't say enough great things about Andy and his whole team over there at First Bank Mortgage. You can email Andy directly at andy.newbold@fbol.com. Again, that's andy.newbold@fbol.com. You can also text him. You can text him or call him anytime. His phone number, 314-660-2223. Again, it's Andy Newbold with First Bank Mortgage, 314-660-2223. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we might let Smash pick the comeback song if he comes up with something that's available via MP3 or CD and not Laserdisc or vinyl records. No,
45.
Laserdisc, that's a video. Yeah. Never mind. This is the Mark Milton Show with the Smash.